Hi, we're going to add one more piece to this. As I was teaching the hour-long practice, I realized that I completely neglected the hip flexors. And a lot of the things that we did in the other videos address the hip flexors. I just didn't specifically talk about them. Really anything that is going to bring length to your front body is going to be helpful for your hip flexors. But here are a couple other things that are more targeted toward the deep hip flexors. So you'll just need one block, and the first one, well, any of those crescent lunges, any of the warriors where you have a foot back and the chest up, that is going to address the hip flexor. And then in the low lunge that we did in the hour-long video is a really good one. So one knee down, one knee up. You can use your block to start to shift forward. You still want to kind of apply all of those other alignment principles to this with the knee over the ankle. You know, are you going to blow out your knee by having it over your toes? Probably not, but since we're aiming for the other side of the body, you might as well keep this safe too. So sinking down, and still have some activity in your leg so that you're not just like hanging out here, but you're actually pressing down with the feet and lifting up with the chest and guiding the hips down on purpose rather than just like hanging out down there. And you can come up as much as you want. You can send arms behind. We'll switch sides and sink down. But again, on purpose, you do the lowering rather than letting gravity do all of it. You can kind of think about, you see this? I don't know if you can see this kind of extra curve in my back. If you think about drawing back a little bit, drawing your belly in and your tail down. So thinking about taking your hip points up toward your ribs, making this space. Hang on. Between your hip and rib, smaller. So this kind of turns down, and you may already feel that right there just by adding that posterior tilt to your pelvis. Then lowering down makes a big difference rather than just kind of letting it hang. Draw in and up, then shift forward. So that's a good one. And two other ones that I really like. If you start on your belly and slide your left knee out, lift yourself up, right arm slides through, and you roll over to your side. So it's real similar to the strap stretch that we did. Then we add on by sending your left hand back to take hold of your right foot. That gets your quads, your hip flexors, you got a twist happening in there, you got some outside hip going on, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to release that, come back up. So I would say any of these, 30 seconds to a minute. So other side, knee comes out to the right, slide the left arm through, and then you can see what's happening back here. So I find my twist, I bend the back leg, take hold of my foot here. So I'm kind of in this zigzag formation here. And if you have your foot, also if you don't have your foot and you want to use a strap to make contact with it, totally fine. You don't need to be able to reach your foot. But if you're interested in more stretch beyond what's happening right now, start to engage your glute on the bottom, on the left, and pull your heel in. And just see what happens there. Then release, unwind. You can come to your back, come to seated, find your block. And this one is my favorite one, and I can hardly believe that I forgot it. So come to your back. So it's like a supported bridge. So this is plenty. You can turn your block up as much as you want. And any of those glute bridges that we were doing before, those are all great too. But I really love this one. Bringing the block right behind your sacrum on the lowest height, and then extending legs out long and arms overhead. And here you can just hang out forever. The psoas, that deepest hip flexor, attaches at your spine, and then on your pelvis. So, it's the iliac, it's the psoas. And they really just want relief. Not necessarily even so much as a huge stretch like the more superficial hip flexors, because they are just always at work, holding our body together. Any movement that we make involves those deep hip flexors. So just letting them release and relax and soften goes a long way. There are these hip hooks that you can use to kind of dig in to those deeper hip flexors. I'm ambivalent about them. Some people think that you really need to get in there and dig in and be actively pushing on it. Other people think that letting them release and relax is a kinder, gentler, more sustainable option. I'm on that team, but I can't really speak to whether those hip hooks are good for your body, not good for your body. So if you're interested, try them out. My approach is to be kind to your body as much as is possible. But you do whatever you want. So you can hang out here forever and slide your feet, lift your hips, move your block out from underneath, and pull your knees into your chest. Give it a little squeeze. If you have time, find some twists. Those are also going to work out for you. And now all of your running stretches are complete.